Okay, we are going live for another streaming session here, and it's going to be definitely interesting. So those are the rules we're trying to get from $1,000 to $10,000 trading crypto futures. We were basically at $2,000, and now we're back to basically $1,000, well, $800 to be precise, because of some of the worst decisions here. So I'm going to go over that, and I'm going to just check whether we are definitely live. But first of all, we're going to revise the previous session, what went well, what went wrong, and we're going to summarize that. So for a quick reminder, we're doing here a Hyperliquid challenge, mostly scalping, jumping in on breakouts, momentum trades, pair trading, and trying to do trailing stop loss, so putting the targets upper and upper if we manage to do that. We do that mostly in major so far, Solana, Ethereum, but a little bit also Fartcoin, but we're looking at everything here. And we're very interesting spots in the market. So Ethereum basically hit all-time high. This is something that I wasn't expecting this quick to happen. That's why we're going to have a check on our positions here. If we look at days, then you're going to see what happened. Maybe if we go with, well, maybe 1 hour would be better here. So yeah, so that was, I think last trading session was Monday. I decided to open a short here at the level of like $4,300. Of course, this is where our stop loss hit, because it went close to all-time high of 4,800, right? So this is what happened. So purely, well, I wasn't expecting it to grow that fast. Another thing is Solana. So Solana is unfortunate because we actually hit a little bit too tight of a stop loss, because it went super high. This was long on our side. We were longing from 180. However, I think the stop loss was 175. I think it went to like 174, and if we were to put the stop loss a little bit before that, we would be fine. So that's very unfortunate on the stop loss part, but it is what it is. In the end, the scenario is that we probably back to the where we started. We would have been pretty much on the $2,000 if we hit the Solana trade, because it was a very good one. But yeah, this is not the end of the world. And clearly right now we have a little bit of the momentum play, so I think this is a good time to look at it, because first of all, we can break down, we can V reverse here, both on Solana and on Ethereum. Very interesting spots as well. Just as a reminder, long term, I'm super bullish, right? We're just playing here short term because we want to basically make money faster. And what we're doing here is not financial advice. You can lose all your capital. We're definitely doing different plays. This is not what I'm doing on my daily basis. I'm definitely more conservative here. What I'm doing with my main capital, because I'm mostly like, spot Ethereum, spot Solana, spot Hype, and like, very maybe if I do leverage, I do like 2x or 3x for the longer term, but mostly I'm very conservative here. I'm going all degen, max leverage I can put in order to also be able to guarantee these profits or losses. We might as well blow the entire account down. That's well possible. Anyway, what I wanted to do today is probably short, because I think over the weekend we're going down. I think a little bit of the momentum is lost, definitely, and I'm pretty much certain we're going to at some point hit lower numbers here, especially on Ethereum, which had amazing run. Let me just I have to confirm everything, right? We're going to put a little bit trade here for the short part. I want to enter that here. Of course, we can get liquidated on that. I probably put the stop loss a little bit higher. Let's see how it goes. So we're going to put let me check how high I want to put it. I mean, to some extent, we're pretty low already. So I'm thinking whether I should wait for like the V reversal maybe. So maybe, yeah. What I would do is I definitely want to short. I just might need to wait a little bit to get a better entry because we might get a little bit out of up action. So I'm going to wait a little bit for the reversal, but we definitely want to go down, especially if we were to hit some, like weak like that here, that would be amazing. So this is something that we'll be going to check out. So yeah, let's do the summary so far. Basically of the previous stream, that was Sol long, if short, both busted. Sol because of the too tight stop loss. So as a rule, I'm trying to summarize everything that happened. If just directionally wrong, it went almost straight to all-time high. So that's one thing. So altogether we got like I think like minus 90 PNL, more or less, and I think like we're getting close to $800 here. So this is the what happened last part. So you can also compare with what was happening in the past streams. So yeah, we're going to go with today also. Let's see and note what's going to happen. Same format. We're going to see what we can do. Basically trying to hit that if short perhaps, or maybe long. I mean, you can see this like we're at the support here. But basically we already had a lot of liquidations of longs. So it might, reverse to a certain extent. You can also have a look at what was happening in for the people here and what they're doing. So money printers are slightly bullish. People that are giga-wrecked are very bearish, and Leviathans are very bearish, but this category includes also people that get giga-wrecked. But usually people are bearish. And we can see like what they are bearish at, and especially their bearish hype pump link. We can probably check those. Maybe we have better entries there to actually start shorting a little bit. I mean, I expect most of the price action already happened here to some extent. Link and hype. Let's have a look at hype. What's happening there? Yeah, hype looks a little bit better, but still. Well, I definitely can put a small trade on hype, right? And I would be basically. Generally, I don't like shorting hype because, of course, it's super powerful coin, but and you have all the different buybacks going and so on. So it usually doesn't make sense to short it. But here we go. For the short term, it makes sense. I'm going to look at what's happening here, and if it's good, I'm going to stay with it, and then maybe put the take profit somewhere around here, so above 40 or close to 40. That would be my guess for what might happen over the weekend, but we're going to see. So one cool stat that I've seen is this one. So it seems like Ethereum's mid-tier wallets are basically selling for the entire year. So those are the people that have up to 1,000 Ethereum, from 100 to 1,000 Ethereum. So they're in the medium. They're small whales, let's call them. And on the other hand, large whales, people that have over 10,000 Ethereum, are buying aggressively. So this might look interesting because it basically means that to some extent institutions are buying. So people who already has a lot of Ethereum, they keep to accumulate more. People who has a little bit started to sell, and they keep on selling. So that is pretty interesting stat, I think, altogether. So yeah, this is probably a cool one. And we're going to see what's happening in the market. This we can have a look at some stats related to. Of course, a lot of price action is driven by that. So those treasury companies that are accumulating Bitcoin, Ethereum, now also probably Link, I think Hype, there's one company accumulating Hype, Solana, and so on. So we're going to see more and more of them, like companies trying to accumulate different kind of crypto, but most of the action is on Ethereum and Bitcoin. So for the most of the action, we're going to see how this market behaves based basically on the price action of both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Because first of all, Bitcoin can rise by itself, and then we won't have any kind of altcoin season. But now, if Bitcoin and Ethereum keeps on growing, then we might expect some kind of altcoin season. That's actually what people are looking for. So we might be looking at something interesting here. But yeah, let's see what will happen in the end. Now we're having this small short here. Let me look at some of the other stuff that I want to put a short on. But just basically, yeah, it went down a little bit. We have this another support here. We're going to see how it goes. Maybe for the short scalp, we actually can go long here. And let's see what happens with the short scalp up. Because I would expect that, we're going to see a short reversal, and maybe we can scalp a little bit. Or if not, we're going to close it. If that won't happen, but I expect we might have a little bit of a scalping. But yeah, but maybe not. We're going maybe it's going even more down. As you can see, there's a really distressed price action movement on Ethereum because, and it's basically was to some extent people were expecting that because we went just in a straight line to $4,800. If you look at the price action in the past, in the past couple of days, let's unzoom here, then basically in July, maybe if you start looking even in August here, 2nd of August, when the price action went to, $3,300, then from this point to this one, that was basically a straight line with small dips here and there, but basically, they were too small for people to really jump in with conviction. So if you were in a position, you were good. If not, then you probably couldn't do nothing. And if you look at this chart right now, then you can see that, we probably are going somewhere like that. And I don't know whether this is the level that might be interesting. On the other hand, this is the level that might be interesting. This is definitely a buy zone here. So if we go to 3,500, because mostly of the fact that we have so many institutions buying. So if you get there, I'm planning to buy more definitely on spot or small leverage, 2x, 3x. And if we get even here, I think that might be interesting in the longer term, because for the rest of the August, we as well might chop around here. We don't know. Definitely for the financial markets, especially in the traditional world, September, October are better months than August, which are usually pretty dead. But here we are in August. We had the best action on Ethereum so far with this kind of movement. So something this kind of action would be super cool. So we go a little bit down and then basically don't break this 4,000 and go up. That might be really cool stuff. So yeah, this is something that I would look forward to. Let me just check whether we have everywhere the price action. Well, the stream is going on, and whether we can say anything if there's any comments. Of course, this is Hyperliquid. Use code PCCrypto if you want to trade. You get additional discounts for the different fees, and this would be cool for me to sustain the stream. Also, I probably at some point will do something for clippers. If you are a clipper, if you want to clip some of these streams, I think there's definitely going to be some kind of a reward. Just DM me and we're going to figure out something. But you can clip anything, post it on Twitter, post it on whatever you want, TikTok or Instagram, and send me a link. It's going to be cool. So let me just check whether we live definitely everywhere, so that we have all the streams available. I'm just going to pop in over Twitter, YouTube, and elsewhere to see whether we are fine. And then we're going to go back to what's happening. I think most of the people are on Twitter and YouTube, of course, because this is where I have subscribers. I just started on Kick and Twitch, but if you're there as well, then might give me a sub or something if you like the content. Let me just check whether it's running well on YouTube. Yep, everything seems fine so far. So this is cool. This is cool. We got everything we wanted. So happy to go on. Yeah, so as I was saying, we're looking for the better entry maybe on ETH. This is the price action that we might be getting, or we would be cool to get maybe, because let's of course nothing here can happen. Well, there's some probability to each of the scenarios, right? So you have to be careful because you don't want to lose too much. We're doing really risky strategies because we want to do that with high leverage. So of course, it would be much easier, for example, if you were just on 2x leverage or 3x leverage or even no leverage. So just spot or 1x leverage on Hyperliquid and just buying on the dips and waiting it out and waiting for different levels, because then you can really live stress free and just buy on the dips, sell when it rips, and it's a great strategy overall. Let's go back to 5 minutes chart and have a look at what's really happening with Ethereum here. So we're getting a small rebound here, but altogether, I think we might get lower. I really want to short in the end and leave the shorting position for today. That's my goal. But want to have a better entry, because as you saw from the last clip, even though we entered Solana in a good spot and we would be very profitable with our brackets, because we had this bracket for I think 190 something and from 180, but actually the stop losses were too tight and that made us the loss. Yeah, I'm less on on shorting Solana, because Solana is here in a pretty good spot, and it was underperforming ETH for the past couple of weeks anyway. So this is I didn't want to short it really. Let's see what's losing the most here. So that's one thing, and I want to also see what's gaining. Yeah, we have VVV, which is a meme coin, but then we have only a small thing, well, grass, but it also fall quite a lot. Yeah, basically just a couple of stuff is slightly positive, with Hype leading the way with 3%, but other than that, it's mostly negative right now today. So we can look at some of the stuff which is a little bit negative, but maybe we'll go even further. I'm going to take a look at some of the meme coins maybe, but they have Pepe has very similar price action to Ethereum, so that's not going to be a different. You see, this is exactly the same chart, so it doesn't make sense really to long or short that when I'm basically looking at Ethereum for the main price action. Popcat, pretty much the same stuff. What else we can look at? I'm going to Hype short. Yeah, we can look at some of the L1s, I guess. Things like Sui. Sui is performing pretty well, I guess. Bera is definitely falling, but the interesting stuff is that it's really shorted quite a lot. A lot of people are shorting it. You can see it by funding for Bera. I think I've been looking at it a couple of past weeks, and it's mostly negative. I've probably never seen it positive actually in that time. Meaning, even in a bull market, people are still shorting that, which might be interesting if you actually hold like 1x long position. If you have an Ibera in spot, you can actually transfer that to Hyperliquid and get paid on top of that. This is what I'm saying, and you're going to get paid like 33 APY anyway if you have any spot. Of course, if you don't have any spot, then it doesn't make any sense anyway, unless of course you like Bera chain. So that's the one thing I wanted to check. Other thing is Virtual and Kaito. Virtual is going down as well, pretty similar graph. I think Kaito is doing something similar here. Yeah, it's even lower. It lost like 8%, so that's quite a lot. So yeah, this is those are the stuff that probably at some point will be also good to long after the dip is done, but this really depends on how Ethereum will behave to a certain extent. Those are all the coins that are related to Ethereum for the altcoin season, because if Ethereum is going down, then we probably won't have altcoin season for now. I think we have to have Ethereum stabilized at a certain price point, and then probably people will start taking profits and go to look for other venues to make money. This is usually what happened in the past and might happen this year as well. And so basically right now it's mostly about Ethereum and Solana. And once we get some kind of stabilization in the price, then we'll be good to go. So for example, if we get even this kind of range here from 4,080 to like 4,400, and we're going to go up and down, people get used to that, then they start getting to other places as well. Yeah, I'm thinking what can I do here other than looking at some of the positions. Let me check for a little bit more of what Twitter is doing. Yeah, let's have a look at Fartcoin actually for the yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of money to be made with Fartcoin, but you can also lose a lot because you have this massive wicks going down, right? So if you have anything like 10x leverage, like we're doing here, this is basically your capital is gone here. So I don't want to do that right now, at least, because probably I would expect a week down, even though at some point it would be cool to long it. But I'm going to wait for for like lower levels, like something like here would be cool. So if we go below $1 even more, there will be a cool spot to long Fartcoin. And also no trade is trade as well. So in the end, like we can just I can like don't do any trade, or maybe add a little bit more to hype. That also would be interesting. If we were to take profit, like for example 31, 32, I guess 32 is like for not too greedy option, and it will be positive. This is something like pretty good bracket, pretty good to risk reward, right? You even had this week here down below to 42. I think this is not too greedy. I probably could go even a little bit higher, but yeah, 42 is cool, I guess. This is what we're aiming for here. So let's see what else we can take. Maybe let's see Aave. Yeah, Aave is just falling down. So CLV. Someone mentioned that. Yeah, this actually also fallen quite a lot. Let me look at the yeah, this is cool. So meaning for the long position, because it's definitely like at the support level here. So we probably could, you know, get the support level, or, you know, like around here. This is the area of interest here, more or less. I'm just thinking, yeah, let's observe that as a trade might be cool, you know, like for the long part here, of course, because you would expect that at some point to go up if Ethereum will go up again. So I think there's like a lot to be gained here. And it's cool because also like it's very similar to where I would buy Fartcoin regarding the price. Is very similar levels. So just down below a little bit more. The problem is here that, you know, like if we get like a super weak down, then of course we get stopped on this position. And but the risk reward ratio might be good. So let me observe that a little bit. We can try to do it a little bit on for the V reversal. So we're going to put a super tight spot, like just a small trade. If it keeps on going down, then I'm, you know, getting out. But then if it reverses a little bit, then we're going to have a nice scalp. Here. Yeah, this one is pretty cool. But of course, it would be even cooler to buy it much lower, because I guess if we lose this kind of level, then probably the next stop is either around here or we go even back down here. But this would be definitely the lower one would be definitely a buy zone here for me. But it's, you know, like it's the level from like from the last month, but still it's like 50% lower here from where it went. Anyway, like I didn't follow Curve that much, and doing 2x in a month is great. Like I wasn't expecting that. So, but let's see how it goes, because otherwise we probably can leave it for now. It's like super tight loss, stop loss anyway. So if we won't hit, we won't hit. But then it also means that it probably will go a little bit lower. So as you can see, it's pretty tight. I got my stop loss around the previous lower wick. So this is basically betting that this was the bottom here. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So yeah, I can leave that for here. We got a small position, so I think it's cool. And it will be such a small loss, then, you know, it's as you have seen, it's like $20 if we lose that level. And then we can re-enter lower, which also will be cool. I'm going to look at ETH again. Let's see whether there's anything changed, and for example, whether we're getting a little bit of the reversal maybe, or if it's going down. But to be honest, I would, it's going a little bit down. So that's the problematic part also with Curve, CRV, because if ETH keeps on losing those levels, Curve probably will be taken as well down. It's fine. I mean, from our perspective, it's going to be fine. We're going to lose a little bit, but nothing substantial. So far, our hype short is doing okay. But still, I'm trying to enter ETH short, but I'm a little bit scared of, you know, like that week going super up. I got scared out, and already, actually, I should already do that a little bit Before that, as you can see, I panicked here. That was when I entered for like what? Yeah, $40 above that. That was a good entry. Yeah, we're probably going lower here, as you can see. So curve is definitely worth, yeah, we just got close on curve. Curve is definitely worth looking at, but to be honest, we really might get this kind of price action, like going back to the previous levels. I don't know if it's here or here, just because Ethereum is going down, and you know, curve is major project on Ethereum, super correlated, so it won't do anything on its own from my perspective. So I'm gonna leave it for now. If it's just going to note it, because I think this is going to be cool for the future. Maybe I put it here for the ideas. Also, I wanted to look at LiDAR. That's another one, which is a cool one. This is what we're looking at. Yeah, I mean, it's super tempting to do it, meaning I feel like longing it here still, but yeah, to be honest, the best idea probably is like buy a little bit on spot here, or just wait it out. I don't think like, you know, get any like crazy V reversal, but if you play for the longer term, then you probably you have more space to do stuff. We got a little bit reversal on Ethereum. That's cool. Let's have a look at Solana too. Yeah, this is cool. Let's have a look. Or you know, I think like maybe I just put a smaller position on Ethereum. Because I want to have a stop loss basically here. I don't think we're going to $4,700 back over the weekend at least, because again, in the end, I think, you know, if you're just holding spot, you'll be fine, and it's going past its all-time high, especially with all this pressure, you know, buying pressure from treasury companies. It's going to be fine, but in the short term, we probably go a little bit down. And I just don't want to be stopped in the meantime, because we probably can do something like, you know, like here. And ideally, I would probably, yeah, 4,700 something would be cool. Let me just check. I'm going to. Yeah, it might be a little bit all or nothing. I mean, we can get liquidated for this one. So let's see. And I want to have, yeah. Nope. I want to have my stop loss probably around this this level, ideally here, but yeah, let's see how it goes here. So probably something like a 4,271. 4721. That's the stop loss I want. We probably, yeah, let's see. So this is going to be for the longer term, meaning over the weekend, I'm going to also put the put my take profits here. Because we mostly do bracket trading. I'm going to, well, again, 42,000 would be something. 4,200 would be something that's doable. I'm just thinking because it's not the best risk reward ratio, but yeah, well, depends on how you look at it. I mean, the loss that we can incur right now is higher than the win that we get, but on the other hand, I would say the probability of hitting 4,700 is low, much lower than hitting that one first. So I'm tempted to leave it. Let me see also a couple of other stuff. Yeah, this is, we got a little bit V reversal here on hype. So we're going to see that. Yeah, altogether, probably if we lose that, we're going broke with this account. So we have to restart the challenge, which is of course, fine. This is mostly for entertainment purposes and showing you what happens with when you use high leverage. The idea here is to really go dodging. I mean, we either hit $10,000 or lose everything, because if you really want to 10x your account pretty fast, there's no other way around it. I mean, you can of course get in a short time, right? Because you can. There are other strategies, of course, to keep on growing slower. Because if you think about it, like in the perspective of like months or years, then it's definitely with crypto you can just wait for the good opportunity and hit it, and that would be like the ideal scenario. You don't always have to be in position, because having no position is a position as well. So, for example, in this scenario, I would just wait it out with stable coins. Probably have maybe a little bit, keep on buying a little bit on the side with spot Ethereum, spot Solana, like DCA in and then DCA out on the way out. But generally speaking, just wait out. You don't have to be in a position all the time. You can you can just wait for like levels that are interesting to you. You can put the limit prices, for example, here for the prices that you are interested in, and maybe you will hit that. You can go with the full month without doing any trades, because on the other side, if you have stable coins, you can do a lot of stuff like delta neutral positions, because, for example, you could short on one exchange, long on the other exchange, profit from the different rates in funding. You can lend your stable coins and get, on Aave and get something there. Like there are different options. On Twitter also there's this guy. So if you don't follow him, I remember, maybe I don't remember his nickname. Maybe he will appear somewhere here and we're going to find him. But there's this one guy who's talking a lot about different positions, delta neutral positions, and he's really good at it. So let me try to find him. If not, I'm going to do that the next time. But he's really good at trying to find things that you don't like doing stuff with your stable coins, doing maybe different things on different exchanges, so that you can get even to like 90 or 100 APY. Of course, those positions don't last that long. You probably can do that for like a week or two, and then you have to switch. But anyway, those are like very nice opportunities. So trying to find it. Let's see whether it appears somewhere here. I mean, he's not posting that much, so I would expect that actually we might not be able to see it to a certain extent. Let me see whether I see it somewhere. A lot of Elon Musk I see. Of course. Is it anywhere here? Yeah, I should have saved him for the... I definitely follow him and like his tweets, so he should appear somewhere, I guess. The only problem is that recently, like, I don't really like the Twitter algorithm, because basically I keep on seeing the same couple of faces, even though I have like, I follow like 1,000 people. I see like a couple of them, and I prefer to see much more. And also, if I try doing with the following, it doesn't work. If I have a couple of lists, of course, for like crypto trading, meme coins, and so on, but it's not ideal, and I don't really know how to how to really make it better as an experience. I think like Twitter was much better like a couple of years ago. Yeah, it seems like nothing really. I can't find him right now. Yeah, that's a pretty cool world record, actually. Connecting over 400 game consoles to one TV. Let me check whether I can find him. Down. Nope. No, I've totally forgotten his nickname. So yeah, if he doesn't just pop out here, then I won't be able to find him. But when I find him another time, I'm probably going to show him in the next stream, because some of his ideas for what to do with stable coins is really great. So especially in a time where you don't know, whether you're going to have any interesting trades, then it's really going. Trying to, yeah. Nope, that probably won't work. Let's have a look at our positions are working. I mean, it looks okay. Probably I would expect maybe hype if it does something crazy, it will go up. But on the other hand, well, ideal scenario would be to try to, have the stop loss here, but then we're really going to lose all the capital if it doesn't hit. So I'm probably going to stay with this one. Let me just check whether like if we go to $49, I mean, I expect if we get the V reversal, then many other things change. So also it wouldn't make sense to hold it that long. That's the usual scenario. Same on Ethereum. I mean, here we can expect a little bit of the V reversal. This is probably the scenario that's plausible. That's why I don't want to have too tight of the stop losses, because the same thing would happen as with Solana last time with the Solana long. So meaning that we are directionally correct, but because it's doing V reversal things, we're going to get hit with the stop loss, and we don't want to do that. So I prefer to maybe. Actually, yeah, I'm thinking whether I should change that here as well. And, go with things like 40. Let's see how it will change. If we were to go for... I mean, it's still fine. Okay, I changed that a little bit because in the end, like 47.5 can be hit as well. So we wanted to be on the safe side. But yeah, I think that's going to be open orders. What about them? There's a question of what about my open orders? Those are the brackets. So like just Hyperliquid shows what's being open. So we have 4 open orders, right? Because we have, for each of the positions that I have open, I have both stop loss and take profit, because we're doing bracket trading, right? So for example, for Hype, we have stop loss here at 48.8 right now, and we have take profit at 42. And same goes for Ethereum, right? We have, as you can see from this chart, that we have stop loss at 4,721, and we have take profit at 4,200. That's basically it. So we have like fully, because I want to have the brackets, because of course especially with those streams, I want to have everything on stream so that, everything should be, from my perspective, should be legit in a way. I mean, recorded, so that I don't do anything in between. And especially if I'm away from those positions for a couple of days, I want to make sure that if we hit some levels, then we take profit. So also it's good for the exercise, I think. So if you think about in these terms of like brackets, because then you know what to expect, and like you don't do anything, like you don't build castles in the sand. You just have very clear and very focused ideas where you want to hit and take profits. And I think this is like this kind of thinking, even if you start losing capital, I think this is very good for your mental fortitude in general. Even if you on the daily basis you trade meme coins, thinking about where you are entering positions and taking profits is good. Even though with meme coins it's a little bit different, because especially with the new ones, you want to be early on with the runners that hit up. But if you're trading older meme coins, so things like Pepe, Bong, or maybe even like newer ones like Cory or Let's Bong, or things like, or Ikun. There are a couple of them that like are on a Chill House, or there are a couple of them that are newer ones and smaller ones. Then probably you mostly want to have them on this discovery phase. But still, thinking about the stop losses and where you want to take profits, at least some of them, is a good exercise. So you also should think about what you're going to do. So those are the positions. Let's have a look at the portfolio so far. This is the portfolio 24 hours. We have a small loss because I think we did this trade. We didn't hit CRV, right, the curve. And we also were trying to do something with Fartcoin here, which didn't hit. So that, no. No, we did open Ethereum. So we did open ETH. We decided to close it for the small loss, so that's why we have this minus 10. But so far, let's have a look at 30 days. This is how it looks. From 1,000, basically 1,800, and now back to 800. So 1,000 down from the all-time high, but still. We're going strong. Let's see what happens. We're still on the short side. I think for the weekend, that's a good directional bet. Of course, nothing here is financial advice. Crypto is risky and you can lose all your capital. Of course, showing you here what's happening as well. And as we can, go up for like a couple of weeks and then boom, we go down. So anything can happen. But those are the positions that I want to keep open right now. We're a little bit in profit, but of course, we could scalp those for now, but this is something that I want to keep on holding. We have this time we have much more looser stop losses, so I think that's cool. So we're going to stay with that. Let me check if there are any questions anywhere, but if not, we're going to post here. I think this is cool for the weekend, and probably we're going to come back either Monday or next Friday. Next Friday is probably more doable. We'll see. I think those positions are cool. If we hit both, then basically we're back at the previous levels we were, more or less. I think $1,500 in total profit. If we hit those, if not, then we'll see what happens. But if not, then on the other side, the bull market in a full swing continues, because it would mean that Hype will go back to its all-time high, Ethereum will go back close to its all-time high, and it will look pretty cool. So, but for now, we're holding those. We'll probably make some money, from funding as well, as you can see here, and we're going to see how it goes over time. We might as well come back to the pretty much being in the same spot because it can well chop, which is also cool for us because again, if funding keeps being positive, we're going to make a little bit of money here. So yeah, this is it. We're going to wrap up this this stream here. I think it's cool. Also, if you want to use Hyperliquid, please use code PC Crypto. I think it's going to give you a lower fees, so that's going to be great for both you and me as well because I get percentage of that fees. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel and see you in the next streaming session.